Assalamualaikum and hi. So today, me, Amreen and my teammate will be discussing Elasticity in Economics Chapter 4. So the first question is, within the tourism sector, hotel accommodation price rose by 12% due to increasing demand, while quantity demand only fell by 4%. The question A is, calculate the price elasticity of demand for hotel accommodation. Is the demand inelastic or elastic? So from the question, percentage change in price increasing by 12%, while change in quantity demand decreasing by 4%. So the formula that I use is percentage change in quantity demand divide percentage change in price. So from the PED formula, negative 4 divide 12 equals to negative 0.33. So the negative shows inverse relationship between price and quantity demand. So why do we remove the negative sign from negative 4? We only want to know about the size of the percentage change, not whether it's positive or negative. That's why we take the absolute value and write it as 0.33 instead of negative 0.33. It helps us focus on how strongly consumers react to price changes. So the negative will only represent the quantity demand and price relationship. So from the question, is the demand inelastic or elastic? The answer is, since PED is below 1, the demand is inelastic. This means changes in price have a small proportional effect on the quantity demand. In other words, consumers are not very sensitive to the price changes. So even if the price increases or decreases, the quantity demand will only change by a small amount. So here I'm providing the example for my graph for inelastic demand. So we will move to question B. The article also references multiple government measures to enhance family income and therefore the creation of demand. Explain how changes in household income might influence the price elasticity of demand for tourism services. So the answer that I choose is higher household income. As household income increases, consumers are likely to spend more on leisure activities like tourism. This may make the demand for tourism services more inelastic as price become less of a concern for higher income families. When income goes down, people will cut back on unnecessary expenses and hotel demand will decreases. For budget hotels, demand might not change much if income decreases because people still need affordable options for travel. For luxury hotels, demand can drop sharply when income decreases because people prioritize their basic needs over luxury. In conclusion, when income changes, it directly affects how much people will spend on hotels. The impact is bigger for luxury options, while budget hotels might not see much change because they are still affordable during tough times.
For question 2, calculate the income elasticity of demand for imported cars. Are imported cars a necessity or a luxury goods? First of all, the formula for income elasticity is the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in consumer income. So, the quantity demanded given by the question is 12% divided by the percentage of consumer income 8% and we get 1.5%. So, is imported cars a necessity or a luxury good? Imported cars are considered a luxury good because of their income elasticity being greater than 1, making them elastic. Why are they not necessity goods? It is because necessity goods is inelastic and the income elasticity is less than 1. For question 2b, in what manner might the alterations in income levels addressed in the article influence the demands for these goods? First of all, the article stated that the salaries for civil servants have been increased and there are plans to raise the minimum wage in the private sector, which means that household incomes for consumers will rise. As you can see from the graph that I provided, as consumer income level increase from Y0 to Y1, the demand for luxury goods will also increase from Q0 to Q1 but in a larger amount. For example, 8% of increase in income level would result in a 12% of increase in the demand of luxury goods.
Hi, my name is Aufa and I'm here to present question 3. The manufacturing sector has been a key driver of economic growth, with increased demand for raw materials like steel and aluminium. Suppose the price of steel rose by 15%, leading to a 10% increase in demand for aluminium. So question 8 is, calculate the cross-price elasticity of demand between steel and aluminium. So the formula for cross-price elasticity is percentage change in quantity demanded of aluminium divide percentage change in price of steel. So the equation is 10 divided by 15 equals 0.67. So let us discuss about the graph. The graph is change in quantity demanded of aluminium divided by change in price of steel. So when the price increase, the demand also increase. We look at the graph like P1 until P2 is increase of the price, and quantity 1 to quantity 2 we increase in the quantity demand. So this is the substitute goods. The cross-price elasticity of demand between steel and aluminium is at 0.67. It is because increase in the price of steel and increase in the quantity demand for aluminium by 0.67. So for question B, determine whether these goods are substitute or complement. Justify your answer using insight from the article. So from what I learned and discussed about this, these goods are substitute. It is because the coefficient of the positive relationship, when it becomes a negative relationship, it is a complementary goods. But when it equal to 0, it becomes an independent goods. So, an increase in the price of steel leads to an increase in quantity demanded for aluminium. The rise in steel prices by 15 shows that broader global trends and increased demand for industrial inputs in a strong economy. Aluminium demand increased by 10% because it substitutes with steel in certain manufacturing processes. This substitution effect is supported by the article on manufacturing growth and economy.
For question 4, calculate the price elasticity of supply for electronic goods. Is the supply elastic or inelastic? There is the formula for the price elasticity of supply. Percentage change in quantity supply of goods is divided by the percentage change in price of goods. The price of electronic goods increased by 12% and the quantity supply increased by 5%. So we use the formula 5% divided by 12%. So the answer is 0.42%. The price elasticity of electronic goods is 0.42%. A change in the price of the goods costs a smaller percentage in the quantity supply. So the supply is inelastic because the elasticity of supply is less than 1. Discuss two factors based on the article that might contribute to the observed elasticity in the manufacturing sector. Factor that might contribute to the observed elasticity in the manufacturing sector is the time frame. Supply is perfectly inelastic in the momentary period. In the short run, supply will be inelastic because the quantity supply is by a firm is limited to existing amount. Based on the article, gross domestic product (GDP) is increased in the momentary period. Other factor is government policies and regulation. Incentive, tax and subsidies can increase supply elasticity by lowering production costs and motivating business to increase elasticity by lowering production costs and motivating business to increase output. For instance, government subsidy renewable energy companies are able to rapidly expand their operation. Based on the article, the government made its fiscal deficit of GDP despite pushing plan to cut the petrol subsidies from 2025. Supply become inelastic when raw materials are scarce or procurement involves long lead times. That's all. Thank you.